What's going on, everyone? Charlie here. We're going to continue on with the Discord bot tutorial series. We've created a command from Stuxera. I'm going to get you started with the Weeble side now, and then we can build a lot of different things with this API as well. So to get the first essential endpoint that we need, we're going to go to the developer window in our browser. Go to Weeble.com. You don't have to have an account for this. Whenever you get to the website, just hit Control-Shift-I, and this window will pop up. And then in this box that says symbol/name at the top, just type in a ticker that you want. It can be any ticker. Let's just do Microsoft for now. And you'll see this URL pop up that says tickers keyword equals. Go ahead and grab this URL, and we're going to go ahead and paste this into our project folder. So we're going to create a new file, and we're going to call it, or new folder rather, we're going to call it APIs. And in this folder, we're going to add a file called helpers.py. And we're going to create a function that's going to convert the ticker ID from the Weeble API to the symbol name that we need. To do that, we're going to say def get ticker ID. We're going to pass in a ticker name. That ticker name is going to be converted to the ticker ID. So we're going to paste in that URL that we grabbed from the dev window, and we're going to replace Microsoft in this URL with ticker in curly brackets. And then we're going to put F quote on each end of this. And that will be our URL. We'll define it as URL. So from here, we're going to add another line. We're going to say r equals request.get. We'll need to import request for this. Import requests. And we'll pass in the URL, and we'll add .json at the end. And then we're going to print r when we run this function. So let's go back to the main folder real quick. And at the top, clean all this up, we will import that function. So get this to the top. So from APIs.helpers import get ticker ID. So now we can run this as, let's do x equals get ticker ID, and we'll pass in GME. And actually, it would be better to do this not in this file because we have our bot here. Let's do this in a different file. We'll call this testing.py, and we'll say from APIs dot helpers import get ticker ID, and we can say x equals get ticker ID GME, and we'll print x. And that's the response. So this is all of the tickers that contain that keyword GME that we just searched for. So to get the ticker ID itself, what we do is we go back to our helpers file, and we continue this function. So we say data equals r data, and we're looking at this right here down at the bottom. That's what we're declaring as data, because within this data name contains all of this other data that we need, which is the ticker ID. So now we can say if data is not none, ticker ID equals data ticker ID, and then we can print, or return rather, the ticker ID. Now when we go back to our testing file, when we print x, it should print with the ticker ID. Okay, we need to add in a 0 between data and ticker ID for that to work. So let's try this again. And we now have the ticker ID that we need. Now the reason why we had to do that, and I'm going to show you in a second, is so that we don't have to go look for the ticker ID every single time we want to use that Weeble API. So looking at the project tree here, I'm going to delete testing.py for now. We don't need it anymore. We have our function helper that we need to get the ticker ID. So now we can create a new file, and we're going to call this one, let's call it weeballs, weeballs.py. Now we're going to import requests here. We're going to import our helper function from APIs.helpers import get ticker ID. And now whenever we go back here to this website, we're going to click the trade tab at the top. We're going to open up that window again with Control-Shift-I. Now we're going to go and we're going to type in a ticker. Let's just do NVIDIA, press enter. And then we see all this stuff right here. We see news, financials, analysis, press release, corporate actions, options, income statements, lots of stuff to choose from. So we can go and we can look through this list of URLs now, and we can essentially grab this data and work with it. So if we wanted the analysis data, we could easily do that. We just copy this URL now, and you'll see why we use those ticker IDs when I paste this URL. So r equals request.get, we'll paste in the URL, and we can see here that it takes in a ticker ID. Now, we know this one is NVIDIA because that's the one we searched for in Webull, but what if we wanted Apple, or what if we wanted GameStop or AMC, or what if we wanted Meta? How would we know the ticker ID? Well, that's the whole point of this function, is because now whenever we want to convert to that ticker ID, all we have to do is say ticker ID equals get ticker ID, and then we pass in the ticker that we want here. So we say, if we wanted Microsoft, we do Microsoft, and then we put Microsoft as the ticker ID. So we just put ticker ID as a placeholder in the URL, and it's going to convert for us. So now we can print R. We'll do r.json. Let me make this URL shorter. And if you ever need to make a URL shorter, the way you do it is you put a backslash like this at the very end of the string, and that will be able to allow you to make a line break to make the code a little bit cleaner. And then we'll add .json at the end. So let's print this and see if we get anything back. And we do. We got an error for not found. That may be wrong what I just told you. So I'm going to backslash like that, and then we'll add another quote here. And then we have to add an F there. So that should work. Okay, and there's our data, and we can see here it's going to work the same way. We have our data here. We have rating, which holds all of the rating data. So in that case, we know that rating is our rating. And then within rating, we can say for items in rating, print items. And then we should get the individual attributes back, which we do. We have rating analysis totals, rating analysis, and rating spread. Now, these clearly, since we saw all this data, these are going to hold more data themselves. So we actually have to dig deeper with this. So rating analysis totals equals rating analysis totals. Rating analysis is rating analysis, and then rating spread is rating spread. And then to handle, for example, if you were trying to search for some ticker that's maybe not as well known and you wanted to handle for, in the event that it may not return any data, then you could say if rating analysis totals in rating else none, like that. And then you can just copy this to the other attributes like this. Now it will handle the event if it's none, and it will give you a reason why. So we have that finished. So now if we just print rating analysis like this, we can see the data within the rating analysis, which we have just by. So we know that rating analysis is going to be a single return value. So we're done with rating analysis. I'll mark it with a couple of comments so we know. I'll put good. Rating spread. Let's do rating spread. See what's inside of that. Rating spread came back with none. Let's go with rating analysis totals. And we have 53. So we have rating analysis totals, rating analysis, and rating spread. Let's print rating again. Try it one more time. Sometimes the terminal glitches out. So again, if we look at this data again, we have rating analysis totals, we have rating analysis, rating spread, which holds the underperform, buy, sell, neutral, all those things. So the rating spread is what we want. And the reason why we got none back is because I capitalized the P when I should not have done that. So let's try that again. So rating analysis totals is a single attribute. So we're good there. So really it's just the rating spread, which is going to contain the individual ratings for this ticker, which is underperform, buy, sell, strong buy, and hold. So we can define each of those as underperform equals rating spread, underperform, capital P. We can do buy is rating spread, buy, sell equals rating spread, sell, hold is rating spread, hold, strong buy is rating spread, strong buy. Now we can reference these attributes individually if we ever need to. We can create a data class for all of this very easily. And to do that, we will do a rating spread class just so we can easily get the rating spread amount back. We can even just copy and paste all of this, leaving just this here. And what we'll do is in our API folder, we'll create in our models folder, we'll create Weeble models.py, and we will say class, this one is analysis ratings def init self, and we will put results, and then right here we just paste in that code that we copied, and we'll actually change this to rating, not results, my bad, and we'll put self dot in front of everything that we see here. Self dot, self dot, self dot, self, 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 self. And now we can directly reference this stuff from our main file. So we go back to Weeballs now, and instead of having all that code here, if we wanted to ever reuse this code in the future, if we wanted to make some kind of a function to get the analysis data for whatever ticker we wanted, we can now easily do that. And to do it, we say async def get analysis or analyst ratings. We'll pass in a ticker, and we'll put a doc string here that says get the analyst ratings for a ticker. And then we can say from models.weeble models import analysis ratings, and instead of using rating by itself, we can say if rating is not none, rating data equals analysis ratings rating. And then we could print the whole thing back. We could print each individual attribute by easily accessing it with dot notation, because whenever we hit dot, we see everything here. We see buy, hold, sell, strong buy, underperform, rating spread. Really, we don't need to return rating spread with self, because that could get confusing. So because rating spread holds everything here, so we'll just erase the self there and here and here and there, and that will make it look cleaner on the other side. And then we can do this because this will give us an overall rating. This will give us the total rating, so that looks good. So basically, now we can just do this, and it's a little bit less confusing. So the overall rating is that. We can say buy ratings is rating data.buy, so on and so forth, and then we can easily print them or return them or do whatever we want with them. So if we want to know the buy rating for a stock, for whatever stock, we can name this get buy rating. If we wanted to get all of the ratings back, we could easily do that. So we could do the overall, the buy, sell ratings is rating data dot sell, hold ratings is rating data dot hold, underperform is rating data dot underperform, and then I spelled underperform wrong there. Go back and fix that. Wow, I butchered that. There we go. Underperform, and then we have strong buy is rating data dot strong buy. Just like that. And now we can return all of them as a dictionary by themselves, however we want to do it. So let's just return all the attributes individually. Or really, I mean, the easiest way to do this, to give the user full control, is just literally just return the rating data like this. And then we'll do an else statement, return none. Because now the user on their end can go and work with this however they want to in whatever file they want with dot notation. And then we'll have to change this to ticker, which will convert the ticker ID to whatever ticker the user inputs. So now we can make a Discord command for this. So we'll take this function, we'll take Weeballs, and we'll actually put Weeballs in APIs, which will hold all of the functions for our Weeble stuff. So now we have get analyst ratings ready to go. We can easily use this as a command. So we're just going to go ahead and make a new cog. We'll call it Weeble_cmds.py. We're just going to take the top of the Stocksera cog like this and paste it into the Weeble commands cog to save a little bit of time. And we'll just change this name to Weeble CMD, and then we'll import txt import commands, and then we'll go back to the ss command file and we'll copy the bottom as well, and we'll paste that in at the bottom and then change the name to Weeble command. And then now we can essentially just import that function. So from apis.weeballs import get analyst ratings, and then we can create a command here that is called, and we'll need to change this as well from ss to Weeble, and we'll do at weeble.subcommand async def analyst ratings. We'll pass in self and a ticker, and we'll pass in the ticker as a string, and we'll do a helper that's, or a doc string that says returns the analyst ratings for a stock. Now we can do ratings equals get analyst ratings. Ticker will be the same ticker that the user puts in, and then we can do embed equals dissnake.embed, which we need to import dissnake. And we can say title is analyst ratings for the ticker, and the description, we'll just give a brief description of the command and what it does. We'll just say provides the latest analyst ratings for ticker. And then in the embed fields is where we can specify the different ratings. So embed.addField name is ratings. We'll say strong by is strong by, or ratings.strong by. Oh, you know what? I did not mean to make this asynchronous. We don't need to make this asynchronous. I got a little ahead of myself. So instead of async def, we're going to do def. We'll get into asynchronous stuff later on. But for now, this non-async will be fine. So ratings dot, why isn't that working still? Get analyst ratings. What's wrong with this? Do we await anything else here? Rating data. We still have the dot notation there. The whole reason for this is the dot notation. So let's go back here. Interesting. Let's try async then. We may need to do async because it's Discord, and then we have to await this. Still not showing up. Let's see if we can get the ratings to show up. Oh, you know what? We need to also pass an enter here as dissnake.appcmd enter. That is strange. We should be seeing that dot notation. I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, I didn't put the return statement. That's why. Huh, simple things. Okay, so now we should see it. So ratings dot. Okay, perfect. There it is. So now we can erase the async. We don't need async just yet. So ratings dot. We take the await away. So strong by is strong by, and then we do line break, which is \n. Then we can do by ratings.bui line break, and then we'll do hold is ratings.hold line break, sell or underperform is ratings underperform, and then we will do last but not least sell. Sell as ratings.sell. And then that will be good for this one here. We're done with this one. Where's the issue here? Oh, right there. Okay, and then we'll add one more field. And we'll do overall rating. We'll say ratings dot. rating analysis, and then we'll say rating totals is rating analysis totals. And that should have everything in this command that we need for this particular endpoint from Webull. That should be it. And then we'll just return the embed as await enter. When we're going to start doing edit original message for all of the slash commands. We'll do embed equals embed, because it allows you, just in case it takes longer than 3 seconds, it'll allow it to still work. And up at the top, you just have to put await enter.response.defer. That way it'll defer the original message. Then if it takes longer than 3 seconds, instead of throwing an error, it'll actually send it. So that's basically it for the analyst ratings. Now we just need to go test it. Let's go to main and run the file. And we're going to go back to the Weeball's cog real quick and change this to Webull, just so we'll know that it loaded successfully in our box down here. And it has. Let's go try it out. We'll do that. Oops, wrong page, right here. So slash, I'm going to refresh the page so it'll show up. And Webull, analyst ratings, let's do GME. And there we have it. So we have analyst ratings for GME. We have the description that we put. We have the strong buy, the hold, the underperform. Formatting is a little messed up. I can go and fix that real quick. Fix the formatting. I messed up. Let's see, right here. I forgot to put a line break. And where else? I think that's it. So I'll go ahead and just refresh that. And then you could put, color coding for the Discord embeds. Like if sell is greater than buy, then make it red. If buy is greater than sell, make it green, so on and so forth. You can definitely add in that functionality. So Webull, and you can see from my other bot here, I've already incorporated some other Webull commands. Analyst ratings for NVIDIA. And there we have it. Much better output. Strong buy 15, buy 28, hold 6, underperform 1. Rating totals is 50 with an overall rating of buy. So there you have it. There's how to add in the Webull API. And from here, we can just start tacking on different ones, because if we go back to the overall structure of our project folder now, we have an APIs folder. It's going to hold all of our API commands and things like that. We have our cogs folder. It's going to hold all of our different Discord bot commands from those APIs. We have our models folder. It's going to contain different modelings for the different APIs like Webull and Stocksera and Polygon and NASDAQ and FINRA and you name it, will all go in here. Then we have our main file, which is going to be basically just our housing for our bot, for our Discord bot, and our config file that holds all of our different keys and tokens and things like that. And that's basically it. So from here, we'll just keep on moving.